Welcome, everybody, to a new exciting episode of Campaigns and Concoctions, where we are a bunch of scurvy scallywags. I'm going to use that from now on because it's awesome. Who
Love it.
like to drink craft cocktails and play TTRPGs.
Yeah.
Yay. So, thank you so much, as always, for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. We are in a bit of a dark mood today. We have been telling kind of dark and disturbing jokes, so who knows where this is going to go tonight. But as always, thank you. You can join us on all of our interwebby things. There is a link in the description and the show notes. You can find us on Instagram at Campaigns and Concoctions Pod. We have, as I just asked, we have no housekeeping things. We have no one who wants to pitch anything, so I'm just going to roll into it. We have drinks. Tell me your drinks.
All right, I made two. This one's called, Curtis named this one, and it's appropriate. It's called the Golden Demon, especially with that cherry in there now.
Fuck yeah.
So it's 1.5 ounces white rum, half an ounce of liqueur 43, a third ounce yellow chartreuse, stirred and strained into a chilled glass. I did garnish it. I don't remember doing that at home. At home, I garnished it with orange peel, which I expressed. Here we garnished it with a cocktail cherry in the bottom. So yeah, but it's really good. And then the other one I made, I just named it. It's called the Forest Denizen. 2 ounces of mezcal, 1 ounce amaretto, 0.5 ounces cherry herring, 1 to 2 dashes walnut bitters, lemon peel expressed, and added as a garnish on top. And those are both served up.
That sounds quite lovely.
You want to talk about yours, Curtis?
I made an old fashioned with rocker whiskey, a little bit of date syrup, some Peychaud, some Angostura, and a Malort spritz.
Yeah.
Glass spritz. And I think, dude, I think it makes it more complex. I'm not saying it's going to go in every cocktail,
Right.
but like it's not hurting this old fashioned. I think the thing that's hurting this old fashioned, I think, is the
Preconceived
I'm a huge fan of
notions.
Rocker.
Oh yeah.
Like I think that's
Rocker's
it.
not good either.
Yeah,
Rocker's
It's
also not good.
helping
Well,
you.
I didn't want to like use something super nice.
Right. And then spray Malort on it. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
that's super
Malort's
fair.
not my least favorite part of this drink, which says a lot
Right,
from
yeah.
Malort.
Then I don't want to try any of it.
No.
And I made.
In terms of God, we have no God.
I like the garnish. I'm going to stick my nose in it, and it's not going to work great.
That's fine.
I made a Penang curry chicken ramen. That's the cocktail I made. It's delicious, and I'm going to continue eating it. And if you want the recipe, you can go on my Twitter or on my Instagram. It's really good.
All right.
I
That
think I
might
have alcohol to be a cocktail, John.
Nope.
not by
It's a-
definition.
It's a chicken mock.
Chicken mocktail.
I mean, he put 2 types of cooking wine in it.
There is wine in it. Yeah, there is actually wine.
In one of the
I stand
many
corrected.
the many variations of the definition of cocktail is just a mixture of things.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's tasty.
That's great.
So, I believe that was our quickest run through of drinks ever. And because of that, I'm actually going to share what I'm drinking. I'm having a really simple gin martini, but instead of just the 2 ounces of house gin from Jones, the family Jones, 1 ounce of dry vermouth. There was also 4 dashes of orange bitters. It's quite tasty. But with all of that being said, let us now roll into our recap. The last time.
One second. I just want to explain how good these 2 drinks that Jared made are. Like, we undersold them. I'm tasting both of them right now. I'm sorry. Top 5 drinks for me that have been made in here. Those 2 drinks, the Forest Denizen and the Golden Demon, are wonderful drinks, and they are not complicated. They are not overly
they're super
sweet.
easy.
They are wonderful. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, the last time that we got together, the party made their way to speak with Yamina Jamari and get the details of this job, get paid as well. There they received the information of what they are seeking to retrieve, which is the mortar and pestle of the 3 ladies. which is some sort of item that is tied in with one of the many personifications of druidic magic. Then there was some more discussions about things, and things happened. I don't remember too much more than that. And then I do know that we were getting ready to head off to the Nine Brothers with L and Sark. If anyone had in, go ahead.
It was the conversation with the Cavalcade of Ebony and Bone with Scald. Was the
That's
second.
right. That did happen. That did happen as well. The last two episodes have kind of bled together in my brain, so I couldn't remember which one was which. So yeah, that was also something that very importantly happened. Was Scald got information on some of the people that he is searching for. So yes, that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. But at this point, I believe the majority of the party was heading back down towards the boat, and then Sark and L were heading towards Nine Brothers, unless there was someone else. I don't know if there was anyone else going along with, but yeah, I think that's what I had last.
I thought we split 3 and 3.
That's what I'm asking.
I thought
Scald, Patrice, and SOA all went to the conclave together.
I think Sid is with us.
I believe that's right.
Are we going? Let's just go with it.
Sid is going. Sid is going with.
No, I don't have in my notes where I went, so I don't know.
There was some discussions about Sid's past and her connection with her friend. So I think that might have been why Sid was heading with Ellen Sark.
Oh, Patrice, you went with them, right, to the thing?
I did. I'm pretty sure it was just the 3 of us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm with.
You're with
I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
'cause
I'm with.
SOA and Patrice had that like one-on-one moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talking at the end, that was
Hi,
talking about.
listeners. We don't listen to our own podcast.
Sure don't.
Don't always listen.
I did listen to it this week. That tells you where my brain is right now with everything blended
It's
together.
the only episode I haven't listened to.
So, yeah. So I think that's where we're at. Sid is with Ellen Sark heading with them to the Nine Brothers. I think is that good with everybody?
Yes.
So that's where we're going to start. So the Nine Brothers are located on that main north-south thoroughfare that basically connected the Black Diamond Ale Works to the Order's headquarters. It was about halfway up, and so you see the two of you see the familiar sign of the Nine Brothers, and that's really all it is. The sign is it's a typical wood sign, says Nine Brothers, and there's, depending on the location, there's always some variation of 9 dudes like drawn out on or carved into the sign, but sometimes it's as simple as 9 stick figures, and sometimes it's very complex and beautifully carved. This one's somewhere in the middle. It is a very nice carving, but it's not anything spectacular. No paint, just the details have been carved out of the wood. So, are you guys going to give any warnings to Sid before we roll in, or are you just going to kind of let her go with the flow?
I was probably not going to give any warnings. I mean, if even thought about it for a second, but then decided to be way too entertaining not to.
All right. So as you enter, this is a fairly large facility, much larger than the one in Haven. This one has an actual waiting area. The desk for the secretary assistant is quite ornate and nice. This is there's a little bit of like a coffee stand where you could have some coffee made. And as you walk in, you notice that sitting at the desk is a goblin man diligently filling out something on his desk. And as you walk in, you watch someone coming in from the right side in the hallway. Another goblin man comes in and is carrying a small crate that he drops off at the desk of the secretary. And they both look up at the three of you, and the one sitting down says, "Welcome to the Nine Brothers. How may we assist you?"
I'm gonna reach in under my shirt, pull out the medallion, and just say we need to check in.
Well, I will go ahead.
I'll lift mine as well.
Okay.
I just kind of rested a hand on Sid's shoulder, indicating Sid's safe.
Okay. So there's a shared look between the two goblins, and then the one at the desk reaches under, and you hear that kind of reminiscent click as everything as he reaches under and hits the hidden button. Unlike in Haven, where it's directly behind, there is and it's not the whole wall. There's a small hidden door off to your left as you're looking that just kind of snaps open, and there's a light. And the secretary stands up and he says, "My name is Plek, and this is Jack. And let me inform Uloth that you were arriving. Your names, if you would mind."
Alan Sark.
I'm Sid.
Excellent. And he walks over and he pushes open the door, and he announces, "Madam Uloth, we have visitors from the home office, it appears. Are you ready to receive guests?" And you just hear a pretty solid grunt, which you take for a yes, as Plek opens the door wider and motions you in. You enter this room. This one is very sparse. There's not a lot of, except there's no decoration. Everything here is like the like storage of papers and scrolls and books, and it seems that everything here has a purpose. You see sitting at a very plain table, not even a desk, just a table, a very solid full orc woman. And as the three of you walk in, she stands up and she says, "Greetings. I am Uloth. I am the master of this establishment." And she looks at the two of your emblem. She says, "Oh, that is Pluck, please shut the door quickly." And as the three of you enter, you hear the door click. It says, and she pulls up three chairs and says, "Well, welcome to the Talcabahad branch of Nine Brothers. I see that you are here on most likely some rather important business." And eyes turn to Sid and says, "Madam, I notice that you do not have a symbol. Are you on the employ of this organization as well?"
A partner to us as individuals, but motives parallel the organizations.
Excellent. Trustworthy, I assume. You wouldn't have brought her here otherwise.
Indeed.
All right. Well, what is it that our office can do for you?
At the moment, we're not here for any official business. We're passing through, but as we were passing through, we stumbled upon a job opportunity from Mage House. I wanted to see if you had any more information about the mortar and pestle of the three sisters.
Yes.
Three ladies.
Three ladies, three sisters, whatever. Druidic magic.
Or concerns against Mage House receiving such an item?
It's a separate question. Hold on. All right. So, I'm assuming that this mortar and pestle is a magical item of some sort. It's not something I am familiar with, not a name that I know of. I will say that the order. I don't know if you ever got the name, but they are officially known as the Order of Ethereal Change. They're the leaders of not only this city but 2 others. They're constantly in search for magical items. It has been quite some time since they have contracted outside help to find one, though. So this does imply to me that there is a significant level of importance to the leadership here in Talcabahan. I am not overly concerned about returning the item to the order. They are generally have been seen by us as a organization for the greater good. Nothing they have done in the last couple of centuries have really sparked our attention in the negative. They are generally just they're open with their magic in a more unique sense than most other magical organizations in the world. So as of right now, I would say no, there is no concern from our organization about returning said item to them. I will reach out to my information sources to see if anything has changed, but as of right now, that is the best information I can give you.
What was that? Was Order of what in chain?
Order of Ethereal Change.
Ethereal change. Thank you.
I'll take out the list of names that we have from Scald and hand it over or set it on the desk. And so these are also some names that are of interest to another party of ours.
Willing to pay for information as well, but we're going to try and cut them a friend's rate.
Well, obviously, this is going to take a little bit of time.
Of course.
We'll have to check our files and see if there's anyone that we can reach out to. But other than that, we will put a little bit of priority on this for you as you are members of our organization. Is there anything that you need from me specifically? Items? Anything other than information?
We've got a few casks of Haven Reserve that we may have forgotten to mention when we docked.
Okay. And how many casks and how much are you wanting to get for it? Are you looking at standard consignment rates for the family, or are you looking to sell outright?
I believe we're looking to sell outright.
Okay. Would you like the 9 brothers to act as an intermediary, and are standard middleman rates acceptable to you and your crew? Standard middleman rates for family, which is what you are considered, is 10%.
I thought I had that written down.
I believe that would be acceptable, but as we're not the only parties, we would have to discuss.
Will you let us know, and we will take everything into hand as long as you make sure that we have proper access to your ship. We can do this in a way that no one will know that those barrels will ever on your ship.
At the moment, I don't think I have anything else other than to just let the boss know we're on the way.
Sark and L are headed his way. Is that what the message you're wanting to relay?
Yeah, we're in Talcabahad. We're headed back towards Tinkermere.
I will send that message. How many shall he expect?
If he wants to meet our side party, there's 4 additional.
additional. All right. Any other messages that we need to rely on? Any other additional information that you are seeking?
I'm going to set the dragon ring on the table
Okay.
from Dragonborn and be like, we do not know what this does. It came off of a infernal dragonborn is the best description. And while I may be known to be brash at times, that does not sound particularly interesting to attempt. And since this is a city of mages with a little better research-minded stuff, anything you can find on it will be fine. We're probably about 2 weeks out from coming back with the job. We're headed to the northern mountains.
Okay. The northern mountains. What is it up that way that's where you have been informed that this item lies?
That is their best guess.
Okay, so let me point you off in a small piece of direction there. There's a rather large village up near the base of the Blood Teeth. That is the name of the northern mountains. It is Strawwich, Strawwich. It is one of the many oases that the desert tribes have established on their many paths. We have a contact in the village. Yalthar Gorlax is his name. He is a dragonborn.
What was the last name again, please?
Yalthar Gorlax. Also, whoever's erasing.
No, that might be me writing on the table this
Okay.
time.
The table is wobbly.
Is it Gorwich? Gawthorn?
Yalthor Gorlax.
At first break, I may set up the other stand to be off the table.
It's all good. We'll get that figured out.
Well, thank you for that. Is there anything that you need done by
Nominally independent parties.
As of this moment, no. We are a fairly well-established outpost here in Talcabahad. I have my connections throughout the different organizations, even within the order itself. So I don't really have much of an independent thing right now. As always, if you're here and back, we will definitely utilize you if necessary if something pops up. But as of right now, we really are kind of in the midst of anything, so we will definitely take some time and look for these items that you have for your friends and your compatriots. So if there's anything else as well, I would gladly take a look.
Madam Ulof, can you look for anything like me? And I pull down my kind of collar of my shirt and show my hardware of like the dragon blood and the cogs, and see if there's anywhere else besides the legation that has any magic users whose magic comes from an infusion of dragon blood.
So she gets up from behind the desk and she very gently kind of caresses down your neck as she pulls open to get a better look at the inner workings of your attachments. And orcs aren't necessarily known for their gentleness, but she is surprisingly deft in her movements, very dexterous, and she gets right up in your shit, right? She is looking right up at your mechanics and says, "Ooh, this looks like something personally from me from home in Tinkermere."
Oh.
So I don't know if that's the case or not, but I will definitely take a peek. You said this is dragon's blood.
Yes, that is what it is. We will, by chance, we will eventually find ourselves in Tinkermere. Once our side
Curtis wants to
adventures
drink
are
because I rolled a natural 20 to see if Sark was or was not going to do something. So, drink, motherfucker, drink.
always paying attention to those dice
20 is
rolls.
not 20.
You were saying in the future, if we could let someone finish the sentence, just that way we don't.
Yeah, we'll be in Tinkermere, so I'll be sure to search around there and ask around.
I wouldn't necessarily try to search around too much. As long as you were in the company of these two, you will have some access to information that the average citizen may not. If I don't have anything when you return, I will make sure to forward anything that I find to the boss. And she looks at the two of you, El and Sark, and says, and I will have it addressed to the two of you. Apparently, you two have a much better and closer relationship with the boss than I.
Yeah, that's kind of new.
It happens. It's never planned to be at that level, I will tell you.
I got found in his coffee table.
That's even newer. You're the one, though. I heard about you. I've heard about you. So, well, my dear, and she looks at you, which is hilarious, considering how much younger she is than you, Sid.
Yeah.
And we will see what we can find about this. That will probably take some time. But if you were in good graces with other people, there's a chance that you may be being able to ask these questions of people who have better sources than I.
Oh, it's no problem, madame. Just don't have any leads at the moment, and hoping to get lucky and stumble upon someone who can bring a fresh scent to to the trail.
Well, that's what we do. So, but if there's nothing else that I can provide for you, feel free to stop by anytime. Jack and Plaque will definitely take care of you when they're not bickering like old wives between each other. So, I wish you good hunting.
About the deal with the barrels of reserve.
And if you need to leave at some point, just let us know, and if you're coming back this way, we can get it then too.
Excellent.
I will bow as we make our way out.
I will leave with Sark, making sure Sid goes in front of us, or making sure Sid leaves too.
So she's gonna give you a map of Strawworth or coordinates or something. She's gonna give you directions of easily how to get there. So Strawwitch.
I was about to say, okay. I got that one right.
So as we leave the building, I'm going to turn to Sid and she goes, so who are you looking for?
For my best friend, my comrade for life. She's taken from the last battle I ever fought before being, what's the term? Discharged from the military.
Taken by who?
Don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Just came halfway across the world because the only hint I found was a year after she was gone. I found a little what I thought was just an inconsequential souvenir of Haven, but turns out it's actually made from Haven's skull itself.
That's odd.
Fucking odd, yeah.
Does this friend have a name?
Yes. Fuck.
Because that generally makes it easier to find somebody.
Sorry. Oh. have her name written down closer at hand. This is Shavat Brahm.
Where,
She's
what were the circumstances of her disappearing? I'm assuming she was military like you.
yeah, we were on an exploit mission. It feels like we were double crossed or something. They came out of nowhere and they took her.
Where were you?
I don't know if I actually wrote that down. We'll add that to a backstory later. I don't think I actually have that. Like, was not specific about where.
I'm gonna run through the whole investigative set of questions: where it happened, what they were doing there, who might have been.
I mean, would it have been somewhere in the Expanse, since that's where it's from?
Yeah, somewhere in the Expanse. Most likely somewhere in the northern Dragon's Teeth, or the southern Dragon's Teeth, between the Grand Regency and the Legation. That's most likely the case. Or the only other option would be the Brudal. We can work that out here on a break.
Yeah. No, I don't think we have that figured out.
So I won't waste the time with it then. But
Yeah.
he is going to go through the whole, try to pull every piece of information you know about it.
We'll fill in that later, y'all. All right.
So as those three were seeing the 9 brothers, is there anything that Skjald, Patrice, and SOA would like to do?
Aside from shopping.
That's right. Let's go ahead and get that knocked out. What did you need? I know you sent me stuff. I forgot.
I definitely would like to go to purchase some components.
What components?
Back guano and some other things like along those like mundane components.
Okay. Nothing like big for a big spell.
Or has a gold amount to it.
Nah, I'm the one to go shopping for the fancy shit.
Yeah, you are.
So as you were walking back, go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
That's a 3.
That's it, just a 3?
Yep.
Yeah, you have you cannot seem to see anything. You're so distracted by the information that you received from SOA as you were sitting in the convocation of Ebony and Bone that you are lost at this point. You don't know exactly what to make of your situation. So because of that, you're not really paying attention as you're walking to notice if there is any kind of store that would be able to sell you those kind of items. Stop rolling poorly, dude. Come on, I want to give you shit.
Okay. Going to ask my buddy SOA to help me look for a magic shop of sorts.
Perception.
Yep.
Well, it's better than a 3. 13.
Yeah, you have no problem seeing something right away. It's just a simple sign that you see that looks like the alchemical version of like that, like the mortar and pestle for a pharmacy that you see. It's like a cauldron and a spoon, right? That's what you're seeing. So you see one that's right there, pretty much like right across the street from where you're at.
Patrice, like that magic shop over there, or do you need like a different magic shop?
You just have all the answers, don't you, SOA?
I don't want to.
Yeah, that makes sense. to those that is afforded much.
Don't kill the messenger. I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry. I'm just, my paradigms are shifting.
Did not mean to ruin your day.
You want to go shopping? Maybe that'll make us feel better.
I want to go shopping.
Let's go in this store over here and let's spend all of
Do
it.
you ever not want to go shopping?
I have too much money. I need to go shopping.
Yeah, I think we need to spend all this money.
Actually, SWA has more money than she knows what to fucking do it. So
I've been very generous these last couple campaigns I've run with my money, because the first 2 campaigns I ever ran, I didn't give them any y'all fucking money, right?
I feel like money is it's a really hard thing to make interesting in D&D.
It is. It's very hard. So anything that you need, Patrice, is going to be available to you there if it's simple spell components.
Perfect.
We'll say, how much spell components are you needing? Are you needing to replenish all of your stock, or you just need to top off?
2 or 3 spells, just to top off.
We'll say probably for that, because a lot of these are just kind of basic ingredients. We'll say
And eyeballs and stuff.
Yeah, we'll say a gold piece.
Sounds great.
Do they have any fun and exciting magical items at this magic shop?
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me, please.
Ooh. That is a 17.
Ooh, that's not bad. All right, let me see here.
I also roll to find interesting magical items.
Okay, go ahead.
That's going to be terrible. I think that's like a 9.
Yeah, let's see here. Hold on, I gotta find the right one here that I was looking for.
That's an
SOA, as you make your way to the back, you see... so fun reference for anyone who's ever lived in Colorado. You guys would all know this. They have those stone and gem stores that they have in small towns.
Small towns? You mean across the street from my fucking apartment?
Yeah, well, technically, Littleton is kind of a small town. It just happens to be a suburb of a large city.
It's totally fair. Littleton's a pretty tiny town. And frankly, Denver's just a slightly larger town.
You're not wrong. It's got a lot of the accoutrement of a large city. It's just not a large city. But you know that they have that tub of gems, right? That you can reach in that are like anthracite and shit like that, right? Nothing that's important. But you see this, and it gives a little special glow.
Is this an investigation check to find things?
Well, this I was doing this as you were purchasing stuff, so.
Cool. I rolled for magical items as well to look around to peruse the stocks that are there. I used.
You were buying stuff.
I know, but I wanted to look for stuff too.
But you were buying stuff. Let me do this.
Okay.
Okay. You find. Oh God, now I lost where I fucking was, dude.
Dude, I'm fucking dead.
All right, we're gonna take a real quick break so I get caught back up to where I was, and we'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we all have ADD and get lost pretty quickly when things get a little outside of our bounds. So, drinks, before we roll it back into the magic shop. What do we got for drinks?
All right. 2 things.
I made a sidecar with substitution of the orange curacao / Cointreau as a Verna, and it's pretty delicious. I'm not going to say it's the greatest drink on the planet, but I feel like there's something to be explored in just replacing that orange with different Amaros and finding your right Amaro.
Mm-hmm.
John's really excited to try the Gargoyle,
Yeah.
and I really want to try it with the Plum Amaro and hand it over to Dustin and see what Dustin's opinion is.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Although that might be kind of sandbagging the cocktail itself, because we already know how he feels about the plum.
We can also taste it.
That's true. That's true.
We can give it an honest opinion.
That's
not
true.
Just a, oh, it's got plum in it. It's the greatest thing I've ever tasted.
Anything else? Do we have any other drinks, or just the one? Besides whatever John's drinking straight out of the. He's drinking neat scotch, I'm pretty sure.
I'm drinking Lafroig neat.
And so am I.
Yes, and so is Curtis.
So, all right. Well, to get back to where we were, so you see the SOA. You see this kind of bowl of gems. There appears to be like 4 distinct colors in them. They are definitely putting off some sort of magical energy that you can get just kind of off the bin, off just looking at it.
Let me- Sorry, double checking my spell list. Can I cast detect magic to just kind of get an idea of what these
Sure.
are?
In the magic shop, it's just like
Yeah, lights
so
up,
much magic.
That's why I hear it. Right? You're just gonna hold the rocks up to my ears.
That's like Matt's already knows what it's like when you were full of ridiculous amounts of magic and the character actually loses a scent or one of the 5 senses. It happens. That happened in the other game. So you're doing sound again?
Yeah.
For your sense of it. You're definitely getting arcane magic, transmutation from the creation process, and there is a weird school of magic that you've never heard before. You're not quite sure what it is, because I got to make something up because it's an item, so I don't know.
You say there were 4 of these?
There's a whole pot of them, right? And there are many of them, but there are 4 distinct colors of each of them. There's a clear one, a red one, a blue one, and a green one.
Okay, so I'll grab one of each color, and like, is there like a right like price on the pot here, or is it just?
So they're gonna be 15 gold apiece.
Okay, yeah.
This is the downside of you guys walking into magic shops. You just have so much fucking money.
Is there any sort of discount for buying the whole set?
Doesn't say. Just says 15 apiece.
Well, I'm gonna ask for a discount for buying the whole set.
They're gonna say no.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine.
You guys have so much fucking money. Come on.
I know. I'm like, right, like. That's what it's 15 apiece. Okay.
That should be 60 gold pieces total.
Yeah.
And then Curtis, while this transaction's going, go ahead and either tell me the total that you had or re-roll a perception check. Because what's going to happen is you see SOA come up with these gems. That's going to pique your interest, and you're going to turn around and want to take a peek.
Am I rolling investigation or perception?
I think we did investigation on that one, right?
Yeah,
We did, yes.
Okay. I used magical guidance to use a sorcery point to re-roll a d20, and I used favored by the gods to add 2d4 to it, and I got a 22.
Look at you go.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do then.
What's
So
magic?
I need you, Curtis, to tell me what Patrice would be most interested in. What do you think like a type of item? So let me give you a couple of options, right? This is not to say that there's anything like this in the store, but there are some options. Would something, and this is just going to be purely off of aesthetic appearance, like a figurine, a piece of jewelry, a book. What kind of item would interest Patrice the most?
He'd probably be drawn to a figurine, but probably more likely to a book, least likely to jewelry.
Well, it didn't have to be what was on the list. If there's anything else you can think of.
Yeah, he thinks that his hands are pretty empty, and everybody else seems to like carry stuff and hold stuff while they're in combat. And he was like, I could probably use a staff. I could probably use something in my. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Get a guy every once in a while, maybe
Is that what he's thinking?
Oh yeah, that's definitely what he's thinking.
Okay. I gotta get that text message you sent me here real quick. Hold on. That one on, I think it was Thursday night.
I'll send you a new text message.
No, there was one that told me exactly.
Yep, I'm doing the same thing.
Got it. I got it already. Okay. So, you are automatically drawn to a fairly simply made wooden staff. No, sorry, glass staff. That is kind of tucked away in a corner. There's just kind of like, it looks like there are just old wooden and metal walking sticks. And you find this one staff that's really appealing to you. And you pick it up, and there is a price tag on it. We will say it's going to be 45 gold pieces. I'm sure I'm undervaluing all of these items that I'm selling to you guys.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because I very rarely sell magic items. I make you work for them. This case, you guys just all rolled pretty decent except for gold. It happens.
Shit.
Well,
It's okay.
The person who wants to spend money.
Yeah. And
I'm-
has probably spent the most money.
Yeah, I'm basically just wandering around, just like picking things up and putting them down. No idea what I'm looking at.
are there any
No,
are there any flasks
I
that
don't
would
use
catch
magic.
his attention in this shop?
Not in this shop. That would there is not something that you would find in a magic shop. That anything that are you talking about a flask that has a liquid in it?
Yeah.
That would be at an alchemist shop.
Oh.
There's
Okay.
a distinction, and this is something that it would be common knowledge for your players to know. I don't know if I've actually told you guys this, but in the world itself, a magic shop is purely crafted items, and anything potion related or certain like really high valued magic items would come from an alchemist shop. Because wizards don't make as much stuff in my world as much as alchemists do. Like wizards imbue stuff, like they can imbue some power stuff, but if you're looking to make potions or to craft certain types of magical items, that's going to be an alchemist or an which is basically an artificer, right?
Mhm. It's fucking perfect, is what that is.
I thought of you first.
Yeah.
I thought of him
need-
second.
I need that in real life.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it kind of does that anyway.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
We're taking out of context. Patrice is going to walk up to the salesperson and like swiftly purchase this item.
Okay.
The staff of glass.
Cool. Is there anything else that the three of you would like while you're here in the shop?
Is there any good-looking jewelry?
There are plenty of objects of beautiful pieces of jewelry. Also some kind of bland ones as well.
Please just randomly buy
Uh-huh.
a piece of jewelry.
Are there any just like plain like silver or platinum like bands, like rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll go ahead and buy one of those.
Roll a D4 for me, please.
4.
Okay, so you buy a ring that looks like a signet ring, but has no marking on it. You know how you see those flat signet rings that have no mark on them? That's what you have right there. We're gonna say we're gonna say the same price as the staff, 45 gold pieces.
Okay.
I'm the worst at giving prices for anything.
I believe that's why I spent the most money.
$45, you said, right?
Yep.
Gold.
Yes, sir. I'm so glad that the internet doesn't correct us like they do with the bigger podcasts, because I'm sure that they would be shitting on me right now. Oh, you're giving away things too cheaply. Fuck you. Let my players have magic items.
Cheers.
Do you know how long it takes to look that up in the freaking DM guide?
There really isn't prices.
I mean,
250
we also
to
just took a job for
2500.
300 platinum, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
Right.
All right, cool.
Is there anything octopus themed anywhere in here?
Not here.
Okay.
There is a very distinct lack of anything octopi related within this town.
Gotcha. What about patches? Are there any like cool looking eye patches in this place?
Not here.
Okay. All right.
But I appreciate the look.
Yeah.
You gotta sell the aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff around here is mostly the aesthetic around here is mostly birds of prey, and
Interesting.
large and great cats like jaguar, but not like lions, but like jaguars, things like that. So that's the kind of imagery. Just think and it's also in the flowing text of infernal style, like that's so. I know, please, internet, do not take this the wrong way, but like Arabic script is infernal for me, and I think it's really pretty. So, and that's what Tieflings speak. So that's the only reason why we're going that way. So, it's not meant to be any kind of negative connotation. I think Arabic is beautiful, both as a written and spoken language.
Also, infernal, like it's not necessarily a bad thing.
I know, but it's the internet.
Yeah.
I have to put caveats out there on that shit. So,
Honestly, in the games that we run and play, it's most often the Celestials that are the douchebags. So,
very true.
Yeah.
Elves.
yeah.
Elves, a lot of elves are shitty. So is there anything else from SOA Scald and Patrice as we are coming out of the shop? All right. So we're gonna rewind a little bit back to the conversation between Elle and Sid, and here is kind of the Cliff Notes events. Sid was leading a patrol a little bit outside of her normal duties, as at this point she was the
Sergeant of the Dagger.
Sergeant of the Dagger, which is the senior enlisted role of the Legion of the Dagger, which is the special operations unit of the Legation of Crypsis military. Her and her teammate and her team were on a reconnaissance and possible sabotage mission against the Grand Regency of Bridgehold, which has been a long-standing kind of Cold War between the two of them, but tensions had been rising and still are rising greatly within the last 5 years. And as part of this is that many of the forces of the Regency had been making camps and setting up observation posts in acknowledged kind of free man zones where militaries were not supposed to be outside of war. Hence the reaction of the legation. But in this case, previously, there had been some observation and some reconnaissance done in a way where this route should have been cleared of enemy and opposition forces. And this is why Sid believes that the ambush that she was a part of was pre-planned, as well as the fact that there were a few members of the Crimson Guard along with it, which are the secret police of the Grand Regency. And they're not the worst, but they are pretty xenophobic against certain types of species outside of elves, humans, halflings, gnomes. And so because of that, the assault was particularly brutal. And the fact that Sid's teammate and companion sacrificed herself so the rest of the team could get away was pretty shitty. Left a pretty sour taste in Sid's mouth. So that was the explanation that she gave you, Elle, as you walked away. Does that sit well with you, Jared?
The Crimson Guard are part of the Regency.
Yeah, they're the secret police of the Regency. Think Inquisition in 40K, but more racist.
Jesus.
They're less brutal. They're just more racist.
That's
So I identified them.
Yes, you would have identified them. And you know what? There's actually an offshoot of theirs that has been officially disavowed by the Regency that's even worse. Some will say that the Regency actually pays them off the books to be just horrible. So,
Cool. Perfect. Thank you, Morgan.
you're welcome. Elle, Sid, if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to ask. I will answer.
Yeah, I was gonna try to go into way more detail than that, even dates, when stuff happened, who gave orders, all of that.
So it's like 2 years ago.
Sid will have all of that detail.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on role playing all of that
Alright, perfect.
No, but Sid has all that detail.
Perfect.
We've all read enough bad sci-fi and fantasy that we're like, we can gloss over this.
Well, I don't want to have to try and go back through my my own created calendar, as simple as it is, to 2 years ago and give you dates of this patrol that happened side of the world.
Tuesday. It was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday.
It can't be a Tuesday because Tuesdays don't exist.
It's always a Tuesday.
It could be a Tuesday. Let it exist.
I wish Tuesdays didn't exist.
And after I finish, that conversation with Sid is probably going to take a while.
Yep.
Like, we get back to the ship and sit down, and Elle's taking notes.
I need to get an eye patch in my life.
How do you hear that? How do you not own an eye patch?
I don't know.
All of John's characters are just reincarnations of himself.
The aspects.
It wouldn't have been a Tuesday. It would have been a Paha.
There we go.
Love it.
I do need an eye patch though.
I'm sorry, Matt. You have to hear all these weird times. I'm sorry, I get it. So, at this point, we'll say that everybody has reconvened back at the Shirlene. It's getting to be late afternoon. What would the six of you like to do?
I will grab
I bought some rocks. What do they do?
As I'm trying to gather everybody, I'm assuming Esway asked me that, so I will cast Detect Magic.
Identify.
Yeah, identify, sorry.
All right, so here's what you have. You have 4 outer essence shards.
Ooh.
The clear is lawful. The red is chaotic. The
Interesting.
blue is good. And the green is evil. So those are the properties. And then here in a bit, the easiest way, I'm just going to give you guys a page number. It is page 134 of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. thank Curtis for that. He sent me a very good list of magic items over the last week that is stupid long and really good.
I think there were 10 or 12. I looked at it. Thank you, Curtis.
There were 63 total.
Oh no, Jared, the one you saw was just for you.
Sorcerer, yes. You're crazy, Curtis.
I love getting the message of, you two are fun to shop for. Yeah. Yeah, you guys was like, it's just like, I started at the bottom of like uncommon and common items, and like there's just some fun things in there where I'm like, oh gosh, like what would L do with a bottle of endless smoke? I don't know, but I want to find out.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I want to find out.
Okay, so as go ahead.
So I don't use a spell slot for it.
Okay. That's what I was about to ask. As you're identifying, do you want to identify anything else?
I would have told, while I was identifying it, because it's going to take a while, I would have told Esway to go grab everybody else. Because we need to make a decision on something. And then if somebody else showed up with something for me to identify, I'd do it then too.
Okay. John, I need you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Dope.
Because I'm going to find out what this ring is.
84.
Okay.
Is there a table for that? There is, isn't there? For like.
Oh, there's a table for everything on the internet.
Yep.
This one is a table I just created in my head right now, because I use D100s a lot, so I'm pretty good at making making those tables pretty quickly. So.
Well, I'll be giving these shards to Sid and Patrice because they're sorcerer specific.
Yes, they are.
Oh.
High five.
And then, do you give your staff to be identified, Patrice?
I do.
It's exactly what you think it is. It is a staff of defense.
Beautiful.
And then, Scald, you have a ring of Jinn summoning.
Oh, hell yeah, you do.
What?
I don't know that.
Because you didn't hand it off?
Why would I hand it off? I just bought a pretty ring. Unless somebody saw me buy it and it says something about it.
Patrice did not see you buy it. Did SOA see him buy it?
I mean, do you want to roll for that?
Okay, so probably, but also SOA probably wouldn't be like, hey, you need to find out what this shit does. She just assumes that you know.
Why would you assume that I know? I don't do magic.
She's a teenager.
I don't do magic.
Right? Like,
But you do magic.
you picked this thing out, you bought it. If you needed, right? Like, if you needed to figure out what it did, you would ask L, right? Like, I don't need to tell you to ask L. You can handle your shit.
So
you asked L what you wanted it, right? That's
Huh?
what I was asking. You
did.
asked L to identify it, right?
I did.
Okay,
For the stuff that I bought because I was.
No,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what they do. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah, but I wouldn't-
Scald did. Scald asked too.
no, I did not ask. No.
Okay,
But-
so that's
I
what it is, but Scald doesn't know.
Yeah, so like I was probably standing there while you guys were getting your stuff identified, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And if you were paying attention, you might see a ring on my hand.
I mean, it's
That
11
wasn't there.
minutes per item, so
Yeah.
you got a little while.
You want to text me what it does and how it activates, and I'll put all those notes in. But we're just going to assume that Scald doesn't know that yet.
Well, I can send it to you, but because you don't know what it is, it does require attunement. And
Gotcha.
since you don't do magic, I don't think you would have attune to it.
What do you have to do to attune?
You have to sit. You have to do I don't know. We've never actually discussed that. What an attunement looks like. You basically use a short rest. You have to sit for an hour and do something to it, right? I don't know what it would be.
It requires an active component of you focusing or concentrating on the
Gotcha.
item.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for right now, I don't know.
Okay. Cool. I will keep that note though, and at some point. Because you know what's going to happen is someone's going to cast detect magic, and someone's going to look and be like, "You have a magic ring, dude."
Yeah, and I'd be like, "What? Which one?"
Probably going to be L.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll do that. Just put it in your notes if you would, John.
Yep.
Ring of Jin summoning.
Yep, I've got it.
So after I finish the hour of identifying objects, I'm gonna stand up, stretch a little bit, and just be like, okay, so we have the Nine Brothers have offered to play middleman for our Haven Reserve that we forgot to mention when we docked. They'll take a 10% cut, and then the rest is us.
And all we have to do is tell them to come pick it up.
Yeah, requires no work on our part. We don't have to get it off the ship. We just have to tell them it's here.
Okay.
We're good. And then we'll pick up the money when we come back.
How much are we getting for it?
I'm pretty sure we can set the price and they just take a 10% cut.
Okay.
So El and Sark, you know that traditionally how this works for them is that they'll take the item and then they will sell it for the most amount that they can get. So they're not going to set a price in a contract with you guys, especially coming through family like you guys. But because it's coming from you, that they're going to find the highest price available.
We don't know the actual price for it. They're going to sell it for us.
Gotcha.
But they're doing all the legwork.
Sure. And only taking a 10% cut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can we set a minimum price?
Probably not.
We can always ask.
You can ask, but it's...
We make at least our money back, you know?
Yeah.
How much did we spend on it?
25 per barrel.
Gold per barrel?
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking to get... This is Nate asking, not because I know we had this conversation. I just don't have it in my notes, apparently.
We have 7 casks
7.
at 25 per cask. And in order for it to be a reasonable profit at a 10% cut, I think that we need to sell them for like at least 35.
Okay.
So we would net 32, right?
Would I have an idea how expensive something like a rare whiskey like that would be? Even if it's not great, but something that's hard to find.
Rum. Yep.
Yeah, rum, not whiskey.
Well, I don't know if El would not necessarily know the difference.
Right?
Yeah, probably not.
I feel like Skeld has definitely sold stolen rum before. But like he's not, and he's probably familiar with this rum too, right? I mean, if it's a well-known rum for
It is.
pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be it's the equivalent of a Kirk and Sweeney,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's not quite a Bumbu XO, right?
Sure.
But it's up there.
Yeah.
It's something that's worth the money.
Yeah.
Its rarity is really what gives its cost.
Mhm.
And the fact that it's only produced on one island and you're not sure exactly what it is because it's a typical rum, right? Sugarcane, all those kinds of that distill it. But there's something unique about it that does give it a very unique flavor, and it is rare. It's really hard to find outside of the island of Haven. So,
All right. Yeah, let's go for it. We'll keep 1 cask for ourselves.
I'm okay with that. So 6 casks.
Yeah, and to make sure that we actually turn a profit on it, right? What does that need to be then?
35 a barrel.
7 times 25 is
31 and a half
175.
per barrel. We paid 25. That's 6.5 gold per barrel profit.
That's
if we sell it at 30 or more, we're turning a profit. But then take out their 3 gold, that would take us down to making 1 gold per cask. So it's got to be somewhere around 35 for us to make a profit.
Okay. I think
if it was 25 there and it's rare here, I think it's a pretty good bet we're going to get more than 30.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they're going to put in the work to get the best price possible for us.
Nice.
All right, so we can tell them we have 6 casks. We'll need to let the captain know that we have
friends coming to relieve us of our casks, and
Yeah.
that the officers will get at least a tasting of our own cask, if not
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
percentage of profit.
Absolutely.
We should probably separate out the cask we're keeping, just to make life easier.
Yeah.
You can go in the cupboard you have in your bed.
Yeah.
You might have one in your bed too. I'm not sure how you.
I'm not sure yet either.
If not, I could probably put one in.
It's not a terrible idea.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. I need to go shopping for some alchemy ingredients.
Right. So, Elle needs to go shopping. Does anyone else need to? I know Patrice, SOA, and Scald are probably good for the evening. There's probably nothing else. Anyone else want to go with Elle as he goes shopping?
Yeah, I'll go shopping.
Sark will go out with them, but he's not going in any stores currently. He's going to go wander the back alleys and find children to give fruit to.
That's fair.
I'll go with Al.
Okay. So it's go ahead and as you're rolling up north on the main this is like so the main north drag strip is also the main kind of like central business district. So go ahead and roll a perception check as you're walking to see if you can find an alchemist shop.
That's a 13, I think.
Sorry. Yeah. It takes you a little while, but you find an alchemist shop that is closer to Mage House. It is a fairly well-off one. This is a really nice alchemist shop. Like when you walk in, you can tell that there's high quality ingredients, high quality of everything. So fairly nice. What is it that I know you've sent me the list? Like you guys have got to remember, never send me lists or anything like that. That if you don't like send me a physical copy that I can easily get to. Like if it's a text message, I'll forget it. What are you searching for?
I need snowflake obsidian, lotus flower, desert rose, lodestone ivory, black onyx, and potash.
Okay. Do those have monetary value associated with them, or because those sound expensive?
Most of them are the lotus flower, the lodestone ivory are fairly cheap.
Okay.
6 or 8 gold an ounce.
Okay.
Well, cheap for alchemy ingredients. Snowflake obsidian is 18 gold an ounce. Black onyx is 50 an ounce. And the desert rose is 80 an ounce.
Just because I don't want to do math, I'm going to trust you to do the math.
Yeah.
This shop is going to have everything that you need because I rolled pretty well for that one. They will have pretty much all what you need, but they're going to charge those standard rates that you just listed off, and I'm not going to do math because I am the dumbass that doesn't do good at math and plays the math rock game.
Yeah, this is also part of the crafting stuff that we agreed on.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're totally good. I'm totally okay with that. So, I'm not gonna try and do math off the top of my head right now. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Nate.
Technology, it's great on occasion.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask if they know if there's a somewhere that I could rent to test some new alchemy recipes.
That's a good question. So, not here in town. They don't know. There's not really a place here. And he says this. He kind of gives you a little bit of the whisper. He says because apparently the owner of this shop is associated with the Order of Ethereal Change, so he's able to test within the Mage House itself. And he says outside of that, there's no really here in Talcabaha. There's really not a lot of outside alchemists outside of shops, and most shops aren't gonna let you work in theirs. He says that there's a couple of spaces in as Saji, which is the town to the east. That's the one, if you guys remember from the description, that's kind of sits on the embankments that rises up. That's probably a couple hours away. Oh, actually, I haven't given you guys that description. I wrote that description this week. So it's a town to the east that that there are spaces there. There's also one of the 5 major schools of magic is located in that city as well, and it's the School of Invention, and they always have some spaces available for rent. And then he is also going to give you the name of a wizard who lives up north by the foot of the Blood Teeth. And so he's going to give you that name in just a moment.
As soon as I come up with one. Right.
No, I have one. I'm looking for a pin so I can write it down and not forget it.
So it's the other version of where the fuck did I put that? Hold on, let me pull up the random name generator a couple of times.
I always have the random name generator pulled up. It's always up just for this reason.
It's a couple of refreshes though.
Yeah. So you are looking for a wizard by the name of Brosic, or Brosack, like Cossack, but with bro. And it's Brosack Wraithbeard. He is I know, right? It's too good. Once I saw that, I had to keep it. He is a dwarf who is not native to the continent, but came up here and this is all coming from the guy who owns this shop. He came here, went to school at the School of Invention there in Osaji, and he was very experimental in his alchemical concoctions, and so they kicked him out. So the Order of Ethereal Change actually runs all 3 of the major cities here on the continent, and they said you can't do your thing here because you're going to hurt somebody, and so he set up a lab way up north in the desert, and he would do a lot of trading with the tribes of the desert.
That sounds like exactly the place I need to test these.
You're gonna like him. I did not mean this. This was supposed to be a really quick chapter to get you up to the next level, and it is turning into something else.
It's what we do.
Yep.
Anytime I plan a long chapter for a table, they burn through it super quick. And whenever like, oh, we're just gonna do this, we're gonna get through, we're gonna do a cool level, we're gonna make it, and then it's like, well, 2 months later, we finished it.
It's fine. We just leave it organic. We're gonna flow. I think we should name our group "Fuck Around and Find Out," because we definitely fuck around and find out.
Fafos?
Fafu. Yeah. Or Fafo. Yeah, Fafo.
Yeah.
The Fafo.
It's like FOMO.
That's going in the description today.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Either that or the episode title. Fafo.
Right.
Everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they're gonna listen to the episode and be like, "Oh." As always, family, thank you so much for listening. I know we're not at the end of the episode, but I've noticed that our numbers have continued to rise, and so we always do have to show our appreciation. We do put a lot of work into this, so we do appreciate your time and effort listening to that. So,
Was there anything interesting that might catch my eye in this shop?
This one probably not. I mean, you're more than welcome to roll. The thing is this is non-completed stuff, with the exception of maybe there's some potions and vials that would be here.
I got an 11.
Are you interested in more health potions?
I have 2.
I think I'm doing okay.
The only
There is one that would catch your eye. What is that one called? What's the one that makes you bigger? The potion of growing? Potion of growth?
growth, yeah.
If that gets to Stark's buying it straight up.
It is a kind of this like weird sickly blue color, right? It looks really gross, but it definitely draws your attention.
Like Barbasol.
That's a good description. I'm probably
like, what's the deal with this guy?
That is a growth potion. It's a potion of growing. So you grow larger if you drink it.
Is this a sex thing?
It not necessarily a sex thing. It can be a sex thing because we don't kink shame in this place.
How much is it?
50 gold pieces.
Tark just goes thunk and picks it up, stashes it, and walks out.
For 50 gold pieces.
And I'm like, I'm gonna have to ask Sark about his sex life.
We all should ask Sark about his sex life.
Yes.
You actually say that out loud?
Yes, I say it out loud.
I was gonna go.
And I say it to the clerk.
Elle's standing next to you. So it gets no. I don't recommend it.
The only thing that would maybe interest Sid here would be like a potion of giant strength.
Not here. There's not one here. So the only potions that were.
If I hadn't put it out there, start wanting it to begin with.
I forgot that you wanted it. I don't know. That's probably why it was in my mind, but I also think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Like a growth potion. I think it's hilarious. So all it was is so you see that the typical standard health potions, there's also one gold health potion, like a gold looking elixir, and then that singular potion of growth was it. So those are your options.
I'll take the gold potion. And do you have any recipes that you want? You might be willing to sell.
My recipes are all proprietary. I don't sell that information.
That's fair. It was worth a shot.
The gold one is the big boy, the highest level of
The 12d4.
Yeah, I think it's actually. Is it that one or is it more? I think it might be more than that, but it's the highest level of it. It is 200 platinum.
Oh, never mind. I won't take that one.
200 platinum?
All of my money is currently invested in a half-built building.
I don't have that money.
You actually have more money than me.
I've not spent shit and I don't have that much
We're
money.
shocked.
Damn.
Yeah. Sark has plenty to spend. That's kind of why he was like, "That's my potion."
Right?
Yeah, so it's a potion of potion of supreme healing, which is 10d4 plus 20.
That was close.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. Hence why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing that I can actually value correctly. We haven't gathered in this whole session today, which somehow became a shopping episode.
I'll take the blame.
That's fair.
It's my fault.
And Elle will grab it without even asking what it is. He'll grab it and be like, "I'll take this. And do you have any recipes?" Like 200 platinum. And very carefully pick it back up and put it back where it was.
And that's when he tells you that all of the recipes are proprietary and that he does not sell them. However, that if you do visit Asaji, there are quite a few of the alchemists there that will have recipes, and that they will be available for you. And that is Morgan's way of saying he doesn't have anything on hand. I have no fucking clue.
I didn't actually expect to get anything from him, but you gotta ask.
No, and I actually appreciate you asking because it reminds me to either make some stuff up or find something for you. So, so that is that. You stop by the Nine Brothers. They tell you that the casks, and you say that the 6 casks, they will be gone by dawn.
Sweet.
That rhymed. It didn't mean to, but hey, gone by dawn.
Goblins are weird.
And it's the two goblins that are there, and they are just kind of sitting there. And at this point, it's like the shop is pretty much getting ready to close. The two goblins, Plek and Jack, are sitting there, and they're sharing a cup of tea. Go ahead, and who all walks into the Nine Brothers?
Is it still the 4 of us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. Yeah. I need the 4 of you to make insight checks for me real quick.
I think it's flat. Yeah.
It's one of my best rolls so far tonight.
I got 15. Sid, 15.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Insight. 16.
Okay.
20.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So all of you can get the sense that there is more than just a working relationship between these two. So Sark, you get the sense, and this is going to be kind of like it's kind of a hybrid insight / perception. You also notice that they are both wearing like wedding rings, and it appears that these two, that Plek and Jack, are married to each other, that they're partners.
Nice.
So
Sark makes no comment. He's
it's not often I sometimes have to sledgehammer it in that this is an accepting world where it's okay for two goblins to love each other no matter what.
fine.
I'm already thinking of a single by Necrogoblicon named Goblin Love.
Sark will float the idea of
Necrogoblicon.
kind of like a wished for minimum price on the barrels.
Yeah, totally. They write it down, and it seems that Plek is the salesman in this case. He's the secretary, and Jack, he is just the kind of the warehouse, the strength, the muscle. So Plek does say that he will not sell for anything less than 35, but because of what it is, he anticipates a rate of a minimum of 45, possibly more a cask.
Then we will be happy to probably make return trips.
Yeah.
So Plek looks over to Jack. I did not mean for those to be so similar sounding. I just, again, random name generator. I'm like, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. You know?
Do I get names?
What's that? No, they and not unless Sark, El, and Sid introduced.
Gotcha.
Would it any of? I know probably El and Sark didn't.
As we walk up, I go, "Hi, Plek. Hi, Jack."
So there you go. 'Cause I think that would be Jed. I think Sid would do that.
At the end of the interaction with them, I'm just like as everybody's leaving, right? I'm like, did you guys change your names when you got married?
Not at all. It just happened to be. It's just a happenstance. This is Jack speaking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because not a lot of goblins here in town, we do get mixed up from time to time. So
yeah, I bet you do.
At least everyone here knows that Plek and Jack are the goblin couple that sells your goods. So,
all right.
Sark's gonna pop his head back in and just be like, "Organics, they're always brewed," and leave.
And right there, that's where we're going to leave off for this section, and we will take a real quick break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And welcome back, everybody, to Campaigns and Concoctions, where we lost track of time because we ran the gambit of conversation topics. I can't even keep track of them all. So what do we have on drinks? But before we do, John, your new tattoo is starting to look good.
Right? It's coming through. It's coming through.
Got to say that. Thank you. So I'm glad I got to see it. So, but drinks.
I made 2 more sidecar variants. We went with the Amaro theme, and we subbed out the Cointreau in a sidecar for Plum Amaro from Gargoyle, and that's what our friend Dustin's drinking. We also subbed out the same thing, but we used the normal Gargoyle Amaro, and because we ran out of Remy Martin cognac, it has also 3/4 of an ounce of Batavia Ararat, which is like a rum-adjacent spirit that comes from Indonesia. It's got some red rice in it in the mash. It's delicious. It's not there yet, though. So I would say this is a beverage that is in a proto stage and has potential.
The one with the plum is delicious.
The one with plum
Yeah,
is
it's very good. They're both very good. The plum is the better of the two, in my
100%.
opinion.
Yeah, the Ararat one is very much a draft stage to be fulfilled later.
I do love that Ararak stuff though. It's really cool.
And
Jared.
I made, I don't know what, I haven't tried it really yet, besides straw testing. 2 ounces Kraken rum, like a
Kraken.
Kraken.
Kraken rum.
Kraken.
A heavy 1/4 ounce pour of Velvet
Falernum.
Thank you. That, 4 dashes of Angostura bitters, 2 dashes of orange bitters, and a 1/4 ounce of my homemade grenadine.
That's super nice, dude. The bitters really shine through. Both of them. You can really taste them in there.
Sure. It tastes good.
All right. Well, with that, we have the 4 exiting the 9 brothers returning back to the Shirlene. Is there anything that anyone would like to do? What is the 6 of yours plan? Because you know that the casks of Haven Reserve rum will be off the ship by dawn. What is y'all's plan?
I want to try and talk the other 3 into not taking main drags and walking back through side roads and alleys while I stealth around them.
Okay.
And other than that, I'm fine with leaving whenever they're ready to leave.
Okay. You're just gonna try and make a real quick sparrow. What is it that they call it in Sherlock Holmes, the kids spy network, right?
Irregulars. Yep. The bacon. Kind of. I'm also just seeing. I'm putting to test the rumor that is the don't walk around the alleys at night.
Oh, okay.
We're bait. Maybe.
As soon as I can't see Sark anymore and I realize he's gone, I'm gonna start talking about how much we just got paid.
Excellent.
I know, and I have all these fancy new trinkets. Look at this one. This one's green, and this one's red. I think they look nice.
I bought a nice new thing.
It's an 18 for stealth.
Curtis, I don't think you went with them. Did you?
SOA and Patrice are back on the boat. But
Okay, I want to make sure that's what I thought.
yeah. Also, Jared just dropped a mini in his drink. It was fantastic.
It's a beautifully painted slot he was trying to put on his drink so he could take a picture.
And went straight in.
And the slot went, ooh, liquid. Shit.
Okay, so 18 for stealth for Sark.
Yep.
And then everyone else, you're acting up a little bit there, L, right?
Yeah, I know what Sark's doing.
Performance check. Give me a performance check, bro.
I'm down for some active self-defense. That's an 18.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. What is the passives of Sid, Scald, and L?
For what? For
Passive
perception?
Perception.
Yours is high.
I think mine's a 14.
Somewhere?
10
Yeah,
plus
mine's
perception.
15.
14.
6 plus 10.
16.
16, 14.
16.
11.
Okay.
I might be the only one that can see myself when I do this.
Right?
That's fair. That's fair. So I also need Sid and Skull to roll insight checks for me real quick. There's a lot going on right now, so I need
12.
Same thing I last time. 15.
I'm gonna say that's Scald, because of your experience, you probably get a sense of what's going on. You get a sense that the three of that, so Sid and Scald, like we're living the meme of Mad Max, right? That's bait. You know, we're living it right now. So you guys get a sense of what's going on. But L actually, and I think Elle would know this. Like he just doesn't. He's not very kind of perceptive of the space around him, which is why he likes to have Sark around. But
sure.
Sid and Scald, you guys, because Elle is being so loud, you guys are keeping an eye out, and you guys are seeing. You do see some heads popping over. Like the sun hasn't like fully set yet. Like it's really dark in the alleys, but like if you look up, there's still a little bit of the glow of the day left, and you can kind of see like darkened figures kind of peeking over the parapets of the building, looking down on you.
Sure.
And you can kind of get a sense that maybe there's some people following you, but no one at this point is making any kind of aggressive movements towards you. So this pretty much goes on. I need Sark. I'm just gonna have you make one roll for this. Fuck. What would persuasion check for me, please? That's what it's gonna be.
Balls.
Well, you're trying to convince people.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, we try and convince people. I'm good at that.
Of course. That seems fitting. I rolled a 5, but that means it's a 3.
Yeah, you think the kids are taking your fruit. You know that. The kids are taking your fruit. You think that they like you, but you're not getting a lot of sense of anything, right? Like you don't know how successful you are, right?
That's fine.
But the four of you are able to make it. You kind of wind through some alleyways coming back to the south, and you're able to make it back to the Shirlene. You're unaccosted, but the whole time Sid and Scald get the sense that you guys are being intently watched as you are walking through everything. You get back to the Shirlene, and SOA and Patrice are there. Is there anything that Patrice and SOA would have done while the two of you were alone?
We would have been practicing. I would have been trying to ask SOA to teach me how to play my ocarina.
Okay. Anything for you?
No. Just did we have a role for that?
We had in the past.
I know. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since we've done it. I think it was performance. For both of you.
I'm going to use another sorcery point and roll again. Okay, I'm banishing one of my d20s currently. Hey, motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. It's time to drink.
Time to drink, motherfucker, drink.
Mini paint and everything. That drink's delicious.
So I'm taking that was a natural 20 for Curtis.
Correct.
For a total of?
Are you marking them?
I didn't mark them. For a total of 28.
And then you had a dirty 20, I heard, SOA?
Yes.
Oh my God, this was the first time that you guys have ever been able to be in sync, right? Like, Patrice actually has a little bit of natural talent. He's been progressing and everything, but SOA has been very frustrated with her forced upon pupil. But at this point, the music flows out. There is an eerie quantity to it as you play it. It's one of those things where things sometimes it just the notes have that timbre, that sound that come out of this ocarina. And as the four members of the party come to join you two, the four of you hear the sound of the ocarina, the bone flute being played, that gives a little bit of surrealness as mist is floating in from the ocean as the night cools. Are you playing anything along with it, SOA, or are you just kind of standing there assisting and listening?
I'm just assisting and listening.
Okay, so that is what the four of you hear as you come back afloat. For the rest of the evening, is there anything anyone else would like to do? Because what I think what we're going to do is we will, if the 6 of you are good with it, we are going to take off the next morning. Because I think that's what you guys want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as we
Ship
walk,
out.
as we get close enough that we can start hearing the music as we're walking back. I was just gonna go, man, no, we're never gonna get to hit anybody. We got creepy music and everything.
Yes. Go
Shout
ahead.
out to the point and go, damn it, I had a soundtrack to it this time.
We definitely need to leave in the morning. We're never gonna get to hit anybody here.
Yeah, this is fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your perspective, not a town that is inherently dangerous. There's just that, there's certain places where, like, that's just, there's not that undercurrent of threat, and this is one of them. But the night is fairly quiet. As you awake the next morning at sunrise, those of you who do get the report from the overnight watch that 2 goblins came, and having given the correct way to enter the ship, that they removed the 6 casks of rum, and that they will, on your return, have payment for you, and that they look forward to seeing you again here in town. But the sun rises. Captain Mackenzie is shouting orders. Breakfast has been served, and the shirling corkscrews up into the sky. Once it reaches its optimal height, it is easy to view the surrounding areas of not only Tau Kabahad, but Wudan. And if I could get everyone to make a quick perception check for me, please.
Go in the hole.
Nice. Holy shit. Oh,
Again?
fuck yes. Same dice, right?
Same die. Wow.
What were we rolling?
Perception.
13.
Okay. What was that?
9.
Okay.
14.
Natural 20 for a 21.
Jesus Christ. Drink.
Curtis is trying to make me not go home for a while. He's doing his hardest damned.
I gotta get up at like 5:30 to go skiing tomorrow, guys.
I will be at the gym at 5:45 tomorrow. So.
It sounds so rough.
And then L and Sark, what did you guys roll?
Dirty 20.
I got a 14.
So everyone but Skjald can take a good peek at this. So looking to your left and your right, you can see in the distance 2 additional cities. The one to the east appears to be built into a series of embankments, the buildings glowing in the morning sun. You watch as a dozen of flying ships leave and arrive. To the west, on a flat plain bordering a large river delta, you see a gray, walled urban area. Here, a majority of the movement seems to arrive from the sea and navigate the delta. As you begin to travel north, it becomes clear that Wudan is not as lush as its initial perspectives demonstrate. Approximately 10 miles north of the coast, a desolate and barren landscape takes shape. Mottled browns and gray cover the interior of this tear-shaped continent. The predominant northerly winds to continue to carry that sharp spice smell, reminding you of sensations of heat and sweet. It's going to take you approximately 4 days to reach the base of the Blood Teeth. As you fly over the desert, you see lines of camels marching across the sands and craggy terrain. They all seem to be heading in a generally northerly direction. On your second night, you see what appears to be a camp. Bedouin-style tents and camels surround a huge bonfire in the center. On the morning of the 4th day, the mountains have become very clear and distinct in the background of the landscape. Having received coordinates and a map from the 9 brothers, are you guys heading towards Strawich?
Yes.
Unless I can talk him into stopping at Wraithbeard's first.
You didn't get a good direction of Wraithbeard's other than that it was to the north and near the mountains. That was all you got.
Okay.
I'm going to stop in Strawwich anyways to ask further directions.
Yeah.
Because
Yalthar Gorlax.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yarthar will probably have eyes on a rogue alchemist that got shunned for experiments.
And if not, we can stop by whatever the other city is on the way back and ask, since they're the ones that kicked him out.
Fair.
So as it's fairly easy to find this city. It's truly is an oasis in the desert. You see kind of that traditional Arabic city situated in the desert with palm trees and lush gardens lining the interior of a walled compound. It looks like it's a village large enough to host probably about 1,500 people. You see the hardened tracks of paths that have been worn by centuries of horse and camel footsteps. They seem to just kind of arbitrarily move away from the city. Captain Mackenzie deftly guides the ship, and as it comes down to the ground, it floats probably about 6 inches. You watch as he had whispered to first mate, and she had walked down underneath, and you hear some sort of mechanical device start to turn in the interior workings of the ship. And it's at that point when the descent of the Shirlene slows down, and you feel it almost like it lands on a bubble of air. Cabin ladders are dropped down. So if a cabin ladder is like a wood beams attached to like either wire or rope, and those reach to the ground, and that's going to be the way that you both enter and exit the vessel from
Sergeant.
here. Go ahead.
Ark just jumps off.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm not even going to have you roll that dexterity check. So
Slow fall.
Come on, kid.
Bam. 3-point landing. It's going to be awful on the knees.
hero landing. The 6 of you descend to the dried and rough earth that leaves, as you walk, dust billows around your feet. You walk to the entrance of Strawwitch, where upon entrance you hear the distinct sound of running water. It seems that this town, this village, is one of fountains. You walk to the interior. The main road is fairly simple. It lines the north, near the north end of the wall, and it's available to you. You're gonna, as you walk in, there are a mixture of goblins, dragonborn, and orcs. Seems that these are the predominant tribes of the desert, which you have been told is Les Sables Brûlants. It's the name of the desert. You have that tropey Old West moment where every head turns towards the 6 of you as you enter the town.
Because we ain't from around here.
And that's where we'll pick up in 2 weeks. Because you guys took way longer than I anticipated for you guys to get up here. We didn't even get through half of my notes. Now, granted, my notes are 4 pages long at this point.
Right.
So that's where we'll pick up next week. Thank you, everyone, as always, for listening to Campaigns and Concoctions. We greatly appreciate it. We know that you have a plethora of options when it comes to actual play TTRPG podcasts. Any listener that we have, we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. Before we go, does anyone have anything they want to pitch? They want to thank anything like that?
Nothing specific.
No? Awesome. Well, with that, you can always find us, all of our interwebby things. Down is in the show notes. You can also find us on Instagram at Campaign Concoctions Pod. And until next time,
Drink
well.
Oh.